Hey there, and welcome back to Daily Challenges, an educational monster train series where we try to push score on the daily leaderboards. Recording this particular one a little bit later than expected and intended, but that's okay. Had a lot of other things going on that I was trying to wrap up. I'm not going to go into the details here, but I have a very major event going on in the D&D campaign I'm running, and I had to make sure I was ready because I run that next part tonight. So things are in good shape there. It's very exciting. I'm sure you'll hear about that at some point. I do have an intro planned eventually to review that sort of stuff with y'all because I've gotten a lot of questions about it. Anyway, that's not for today. Today it is daily challenges. So all right, what are we doing? Our previous run, we had a number 2 finish, which was great. It was a Thornlord 2 Strangler 1 run. Pretty solid overall. I didn't end up going into the super powerful line that ended up winning. I can't even really remember what it was. We played a very slow and steady run, which is not very good for dailies, but it enabled us to take maximum shards, which pushed us up to the number 2 spot either way. The number 1 spot ended up, I'm trying to remember, I think it was something that actually engaged with some measure of speed scaling, something that we just simply did not achieve. We were so slow. It was 100% Thornlord behind infinite stealth and just spam spells, right? And of course there was a Strangler hit, so it was pretty decent. But anyway, it was a fine run. We ended up doing pretty well, happy with the number 2 score. So playing today, we have Fade plus Queen's Impling, so Exile, Hellhorned. Great. Fade is good. Fade is usually pretty fast, and there's a lot of things here that can go quickly. Burn Bright is our positive modifier, plus 2 Ember per turn, junked up. I don't mind junked up. I actually kind of like this one as a mutator because it slows you down early and you have to play or decide when you're going to play these in order to overcome that negative. But eventually it doesn't bother you at all because you've removed them all. And then we have no fluff. All cards have 1 fewer upgrade slot. It's very interesting to me to see how they do the math on these, right? Because I definitely do not think Burn Bright is strong enough to offset 2 negatives like this. It's kind of interesting. I wonder what the math for these dailies really is. I feel like this is not particularly well balanced. I don't think this is a terrible run, right? It's certainly winnable. I would kind of call it kind of average, actually, but very strange that they have this setup like this. I would honestly expect an ideal setup would be either one ridiculously good one and then 2 negative ones. I could think of some that would be like that, but Ember is not one of them. And then or you could have 1 good one bad one kind of neutral one. And that's certainly not the case here. We have 2 clear negatives. So I don't know. Anyway, we're currently looking at 83 Ks as the highest score here. A lot of really high scoring. Top 10s are all over 80. So that's pretty impressive. It means that the line is probably straightforward and it's all about refinement. That's likely the case. So I guess we'll have to see. But yeah, not much else to add. So as always, do like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Let's play Monster Train and click buttons. So let's do it. All right. All right, hope you're all doing well today. I'm doing just fine. Got a lot of stuff to do. I have to go drive somewhere after this, which is not very exciting, but needs to be done. And then, yeah, hopefully that'll all be wrapped up in time for everything else I have tonight. So, anyway, let's get into it. Today we are, as before, Exile Melting, Exile Hellhorned. It's a fine clan combo. Happy to play this. We have a bunch of garbage in our run. I'll explain those in a moment for those that skip the intro. We're fighting... Let's see, Rage Talos, Rage Arcus, Patient Seraph, Molten Encasement, Vent, Crushing Demise. A good selection here, right? We have Spell Chain targets, we have plus 30 targets, we have Molten Encasement, which is good. Stealth is great. If we end up playing Fade a particular way, I could see this being relevant or being annoying. We'll have to figure it out. It doesn't play perfectly with Little Fade, because if Little Fade's in front, dies, then the Molten Encasement gets stronger, becomes harder to kill, etc., etc. So, we'll see. We'll see. It might matter, though, because we have Patience, so... Anyway. Right, our modifiers today are Mutators, Burn Bright, Junked Up, No Fluff, So we have a bunch of calcified embers, fewer upgrades, more ember. Fun, I suppose. All right. Let's see. Temples today are 3, 5, 6, 8. 3, 5, 6, 8. That's 4 temples, so sure, okay. We'll take absolutely everything and go from there. We have Hellvent on 8 on steel side, sure. Trinket Shop with money on 7 competes with a removal dupe. I do think things like taking dupes of expensive cards are going to be important and impactful. If we get an upgraded vent, for instance, I might as well just slam these down, or maybe dupe something behind a Firelight Fade, perhaps. But I do think pushing score like this is going to be the difference between, say, a number 2 or a number 4 very quickly. Those are all very close in score. So will saving our money, right? If I don't have to spend money, I shouldn't, as long as it doesn't cost me points. So now that's always a challenge, right? Because re-rolling a shop is money and points, but that trinket shop could show you wax or snuffer on a re-roll, and if it does, that speeds you up and gets you faster kills. So you kind of still need to you got to take the gamble a little bit. But anyway, yeah, no shops of import, no steals or magics on 7. Steel and magic, however, on 6. All right, sure. Steel as the vortex and the cave. It's a pretty good side, honestly. Steel and magic again on 5. Again, steel has vortex cave. Very good steel shops here. Removal dupe on 4 competes with a Hellhorned banner. Sure, no shops here, which means we get double everything in the early game, which is true. We see all sorts of banners. Magic Shop has Hellhorned on 2. Remnant banners on the steel side on 2. Second Remnant banner on 3 with the steel shop. So, okay. I will say Remnant banners are probably a little faster. You hit a Paraffin Enforcer and you can pop off pretty hard, but we'll see. We'll see. I do think Fade in general really wants to see the path first. So I'm going to look at the champion here. Firelight, Little Icarus. While I think Little Icarus is plausible, I don't think it's going to be great. We have junk getting in the way. I think we're going to go Firelight here. And that pushes me one direction. I am going to go ahead and take Lost Luggage. Man, Lightstone Casing potentially has a lot of endgame value. It could also be used in a way to increase our shard cap if we get a plus 30 spell chain, 10 in piercing on event or something. That is an extremely valuable dupe, but I don't know. Lost Luggage is just so much stronger for finding junk on turn 1. I think it's got to be Lost Luggage here. I don't know. That might already put us behind, but I guess we'll see. Railhammer, Split Anvil. Split Anvil potentially turns Vent into a play all cards for free card, which is kind of cool. Railhammer, however, it's Railhammer, right? It's Railhammer. It's just really good. I really think this Split Anvil play could be the secret tech, though. Once you get rid of the calcified embers, it's just so good. We're going to be playing everything for free. Right? Because I have 5 Ember baseline, so... Oh man, that is a bummer. No fluff. Oh, with no fluff, I probably should have taken the Lightstone casing, right? That feels like that's probably... maybe I should have done that. I didn't even think about it. That's a bummer. I still think Lost Luggage is better. I'm going to go Split Anvil. This may seem weird, but I really like this combo here, especially for turn 1. So, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I may have already lost placement just by that decision, but we'll find out today. It's going to be... Man, no... One Train Steward. Okay, so we go Fade, Train Steward. Gotta stop the incoming damage here. We're going to go ahead and do a single shot and another single shot here. I have a 2-cost vent, which I will blast. You know, the crazy thing is really why I'm playing this like I'm playing Covenant 25. You can tell I've been recording something else today. So I'm over here playing top floor like I know what I'm doing. Whoops. All right. Changed places. Okay, great job. We blast 1, we blast 2, we load the floor out, then we vent for 2 upstairs, and we're done here. We gotta stop the incoming damage, right? Prevent the damage. Wow, what a terrible floor. I guess my whole floor is just burning out, and I guess that's what we're going to be dealing with. Great, in fact. Wow, okay. I'm going to go ahead and play a Queen's Impling up top, I suppose. Then I'm going to go fade into Train Steward bottom floor. Is there really any world that we get out of this? What am I going to get back here? Queen's Impling, great. Yeah, I don't think we're getting out here, if I'm being honest with you. I don't think we're taking this in one. What a weird floor. We managed to get out one Junker? Really? Only one? 8? I haven't played very many. I need to do better here, but I also need to not give up too much score. Well, I don't know. What do I reform into here? I need to play these and find out. Man, that's just not great, isn't it? I'm going to play this in the middle so I'm hitting with everything. That's really rough. I wonder if you don't play Fade? That just seems like that has to be wrong. The challenge is I really need to be removing these calcified embers, but I also need to not take a ton of damage here either. Wow, okay, I guess I'm just eating dirt. If only they had given me Eternal Flame, I would have taken that. Icarus is definitely not going to fix this. What in the world is the angle here that gets you through this without taking damage and with a bottom floor kill? Is there anything? I have no power if I can't reform Fade. Really bad draws. I guess we just take it. Alright. Terrible floor 1. Man, that's so bad. Well, okay. I'm going to take a Purifying Cleanse so I have Burnout Extension. That seems like that'll be important. We managed to get rid of 2 of these guys. I'm going to take a Ritual, I suppose. Sure, damage is damage, right? Take it. Where am I going? Would an Endless Imp or Endless anything particularly help me? Not really. A Magic Shop, on the other hand, offers what? Man, I really needed to take that Lightstone Casing, didn't I? Already feeling it. If I had a holdover plus 30 vent, does so much more work than just holdover vent, right? Yikes. Okay, I do think we need to look at something and try to get some strength here. I'm going to go to the right. I can see more value on this one here. I don't know. We'll see. Railbeater is probably the right pick compared to Branded Warrior. Permafrost on a primitive mold is potentially fun. I'm going to re-roll this. These all kind of suck, right? I could make like primitive mold free, but it doesn't really matter. Why'd I come here? If I get a holdover, what would I take? Holdover Ritual of Battle? It's actually decent, right? Alright, sure. Alright, I mean, they give me holdover. You could holdover Crushing Demise, but holdover Ritual of Battle does feel like this will actually win the run in some fashion. If you had Lightstone Casing, you holdover Vent, you find a plus 30 and you crush. But this is what we end up with, so great. I can't believe I didn't take that. I mean, it's one of those things where I think this would have been super correct if you didn't have no fluff, but I am not playing around the modifiers correctly, so that's definitely a my fault situation. Where are we at? Can I actually play bottom floor here and not absolutely lose? I definitely should have crushed this floor first for anyone keeping track. 100% should have crushed this floor first. Let's not even pretend otherwise. Okay. So with that in mind, I mean, there's a lot of ways you can solve this. You could, like, vent first, but I think you crush first. The bummer whiffing like that. You can force it to hit, but then you never get to play your rail beater, right? I guess you could hard gamble this. It's kind of a weird look, but you might be able to hard gamble this. So if you lay out both all your units, right? You get everything down, and then you vent for 4 here. It lets you crush and then reform. Yeah, I mean, that's a little bit, maybe feels a little cheeky, but sure. Let's train Steward 1 and... Do you want to train Steward 2 here? Maybe. It's not bad, right? Train Steward is pushing 10 thanks to the Rail Beater. I want to play out this Calcified Embers no matter what. I need to get rid of these. So any opportunity I have to do it should be pursued. Let's go ahead. I can finish this frontline guy by playing the Impling in front, but it does hurt my ability to reform adequately. I'm going to put the Train Steward in back, and we just simply pop that. This will have to do. Man, awful rolls. Absolutely terrible rolls. I think I'm going to go Calcified Ember, Sinner's Burden, Vent here. And we're just going to hope we can answer that guy upstairs, I guess. Alright, we get the Ritual. It's good. Great. I'm going to play the Purifying Cleanse for sure. I need to reform Fade, and Fade needs to die, and then we win. We would clear the top floor with the Imp anyway. So we get out on bottom, fortunately. Thank you, Ritual of Battle, for existing. Okay. How in the world do I actually do decently here? Draft is a pretty solid infusion. Multi-strike, I like it. We're taking it. Fledgling Imp with Endless. It's an option. Fledgling Imp, Molten Encasement always plays well. You can, of course, abuse this to some extent by, what's the word I'm trying to say? Seeing an Ashes of the Fallen, potentially. So it's not bad to grab. With the Ritual already, I feel like we can kind of pop off. I don't feel like I need more. I feel okay. I mean, the Imp's not a bad call. Maybe I grab him. I'm going to grab him. He's not a wrong pickup, but regardless, I'm going to go hunt some steel upgrades. A multi-strike would be nice here. I feel like I have a good grasp on these other situations anyway. -2. Behold my 10 in piercing, which will be going into a vent here, so it isn't as bad. I'll -2 the crushing demise, I guess. There's really not much, but I need to take everything. We are going to do the draft infusion, most certainly. Do I just pivot off of Rail Beater into Paraffin Enforcer now? I mean, yeah, I do, right? I do. I do, and it's not even particularly close. Sure, Rip Arena. We're going to toss a multi-strike at something. Now, there's a lot of good arguments for draft, but he can't get health here, which is a big problem. He's just going to die to spikes. So I think it needs to be the Paraffin Enforcer. So we'll put the multi-strike in the Paraffin Enforcer here. I'm going to go ahead and we'll keep the Rail Beater for the record. We're going to put draft into Paraffin Enforcer. And this seems like this is going to be a straightforward Paraffin Enforcer run for me. For the time being, I don't think I'm going to re-roll here. I don't need any of this. We'll see what we hit. Trap Shoot, Pulley Claw. I want some of these. I think it'll be the Pulley Claw. I have the Ember to play this, so I don't mind it one bit, right? Yes, I think that's good. Yeah, not much really else to add here. So, okay. Well, I guess I'm going to save money. I could remove some stuff, I suppose. You know, you can pay money to remove calcified embers. I never noticed that. Interesting. Early removals do help a lot with this setup. I actually think things like, I want to cut train stewards if I can. How many units do I have? 1, 2, 3, already did. I need 6 more, right? 1, 2, 3 infusions. Yeah, I need 6 units lingering. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I could remove all 4 train stewards and be okay. So I'm actually going to pump some removals here. This is actually really helpful for increasing the likelihood that we actually successfully kill this boss fast enough. This is a fade run that wants to be fast. So I think this pays us back in score. Okay, so we get everything here. Sure, this seems okay to me. I'm going to Calcified Ember, and then we toss the Tenon-Piercing Vent at this. And then she bops here, and we do 88 out the gate here, which is pretty cool. I get a Primitive Mold. We get to drop him in. I can play a Calcified Embers. We're okay here. We're taking a bunch of hits. I wonder if there's ever a world that we play a different floor. It's an interesting question. I don't actually know. I'm going to play this Calcified Ember here, actually. And I'm going to put Stealth in, which will help. Okay, we're clearing the floor here, which is great. I can play this at 2, making these free. We get Fade back. Man, we really come close to the pre-relentless here, huh? I wonder. Interesting. Is there any way to push this number even further? We're so close here. I actually think it's totally within the realm of the doable. We're 60 health off. So 65 specifically. Can I push 65 somehow? It's a great question. One way is by putting the Paraffin Enforcer in front so the Rail Beater pops it. The thing that I like, though, is I want Rail Beater's melee weakness popped by the Paraffin Enforcer. I don't think this is going to represent as much damage. It might, right? It might come close because we get it on the next swing. So, I don't know. Let's give it a try, right? And then we blast this. We are pushing a bigger number here, so I guess I could gamble on the crush. There's no reason to, although it would be funny. I wonder if that could do it. If I gamble the crush. Oh my god, the gamble actually pays out. So I think we can do better by leaving that Calcified Ember in, right? Watch. You do Draft, Rail Beater, Fade, we crush. Okay, it doesn't actually work like that. Okay, so I need to do a little better here. It might be worth crushing like this anyway. I'm really debating about this. It's hard to say. I could push bigger numbers on the draft. The Draft Enforcer, getting an extra 5 damage here. Which is kind of similar. It's similar. It's comparable to Fade going, which I don't hate. So, let's consider. If I draft Paraffin Enforcer, then crush him out, then play back Fade, it's kind of similar. I wonder if I can get away with this, huh? Let's try in the back again. I think we can do some fun stuff. Then we hit 3-cost Vent here, right? This is strike for health. Yeah, okay. You hit 3-cost vent. We gamble the crush. We get the reform, right? And then we put her back down. That's pretty good. I think that could make the difference. That absolutely can make the difference here. It's true. I think we can get this, right? And then we can play the ritual in back here. And we play stealth, we extend burnout somewhere. And then now she'll come downstairs, and as long as we don't get it because I didn't draw. I played the ritual. Fascinating. I think in a previous draw order we drew a vent here. Interesting. Okay, so there is some finagling on the redraw, which makes sense because I'm not playing a blight that is previously getting played out. So, curious. Okay, well, with this in mind, I do think we still need to kind of commit to this. I think our angle here is maybe I don't want to give the Queen Zimpling Slays. So I think we're going to gamble like this. We crush, we bring this back. I'm going to leave the hit in front. I'm going to put Fade in to take a swing, which pushes bigger numbers here, and then she will burn out, which is good. That's something. Now, I do think we desperately need to reform Fade. Here, yes. It is correct to do so. I'm going to burn this Calcified Ember. I want to play out a unit, but I really don't want to give her armor. This is a really interesting challenge. I could have potentially gotten the Steel Pulley Claw out of here on this turn, and then used that to shrunk the cost of the other one, which is fascinating to me. What if I don't do this, right? We play it like this, we don't play anything else. Do we hit the vent here? We do hit the vent here. Play that out. You play it out. We hit the vent. We get the kill. Wow, impressive, but very impressive, actually. We push huge numbers here. 2-turn pre-relentless on on Talos is great. I'm going to go ahead and hit Intent on Death. That makes up for Ring 1 by a lot. Intent on Death is free damage scaling. I mean, there's no reason I would skip this, right? Hard pivot on Bounty Stalker. I've already done too much here to make this worth it, right? Yeah, I don't really see us being able to do much else. I did also get rid of a lot of Calcified Embers there, which is great. Do I need more units? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I technically don't need more units. So, with that in mind, I do think we'll need space eventually. Just sure. But I think we'll be okay. So don't take stuff. Don't take stuff. Okay. I think this is draw here, and we'll take space later. Maybe. Do I even have a good dupe here? Yeah, totally. I'm gonna go to the right. 100% I do. Yes. Take health, look at the horde, see what we get. Encased Ember is amusing. Hammered Chestplates is amusing. Precious Plating does absolutely nothing for me. Hammered Chestplates does help a little bit. I'm not going to say no to 5 health here. I think it's actually decent. So, we'll take it. Encased Ember does give me more Ember. You know, I'm not going to lie, Molten Encasement exists, so that could be cool. Do I need more Ember? I don't know. Maybe? Is it worth more to me? Maybe? Probably not. Right? Probably not. It's hard to say. I think you have higher potential upsides in later score boosting from an Encased Ember, whereas I think Hammer Chestplates is just a more secure choice. Hammer Chestplates is my Covenant 25 pick here. Maybe. I mean, you could hard pivot onto the Molten Encasement at any point. I'll take the Perspective Encased Ember, I guess. I think that's fine. We're going to remove some trash. I can cut... I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can cut Train Steward and a Queen Zimpling and be okay. Totally. It's good. I'm going to dupe Draft Buddy here. Great. Alright, we're going to take this. We're going Firelight 2. Absolutely. There's a little Icarus pivot. We move on. Okay. We're doing our best here. Ancient Hate. I mean, we click all these trials and it's not particularly close. Okay. Fade, down bottom. Great news. I'm going to play out this Excavated Ember, I suppose. I will put Rail Beater down. And then I guess I'm going to blast this floor. Unfortunately, that is kind of wasted. I can... Weird. I can greed for money here. Fascinating. I'm going to greed for money and we'll see if it pays out. I go ahead and do a reform. We go fade into enforcer downstairs. We take zeros here. This seems acceptable, right? Sure. Okay. First order of business. We crush upstairs. Do I crush upstairs? I do crush upstairs. Yes. Okay. That man now walks on me. I don't like him. He's doing so much damage to me. That was the wrong crush, for sure. I feel like this was a mistake to greed for money here. Yeah, I'm taking damage for this money greed, so I'm going to not do it. That's a bummer. I would really like the dollars. Dollars are points, but Pyre Health is more points, so I really don't think there's an argument. If I had removed Rail Beater instead, I think you'd be in a better position here. I mostly kept it because I thought the 30 health would be the 30 armor infusion might be more overall useful, and I was expecting him to contribute at least a little bit to this stage of the run. But I do not think he is successfully doing such a thing. So we're going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to play the Fledgling Imp upstairs. And it just seems like it might do something, and then we can just simply vent bottom, and that's fine. Sure. Fine. Now, here, I think we have to do Enforcer, Polyclaw the guy in middle, and then we get the Reform here for Fade, which hard swings this in a big way, right? Clear the floor, great. I can crush upstairs with no risk. It's good, right? It's good. Now, if I leave the imp there... Wait for it. Can we get money and clear that floor? I think we can. So let's give it a try. Okay, so Fade Sacrifice is great. We do the same thing upstairs. Play this out. I bent for free. It doesn't matter. Whatever. Great. Passes away. Okay, we go draft, Polyclaw, greed, and then we reform Fade in front. Good turn. And now here, we float up top, we crush. It completely changes the RNG. Yes, of course it does, to have done that. Okay. With that in mind, I do strongly think we need to give up on money. Okay. The RNG is not going to work out in our favor on this one, so fine. The rest of this is... I mean, we could still potentially put the guy in front here, but it doesn't really matter. Sure. Fine. Alright, we do the rest of this. We're going to go ahead and not greed here, which is important. And in not greeting, we, I think, win this combat, which I would consider pretty important here. This lets me do rage spam to get... Well, it's the wrong unit, but I guess I'll keep him there. Sure, why not? We'll put some guys upstairs so I don't have to keep drawing them. We still clear it, which is good. I can get a heal here, and then I can do the rest of this. The nice thing about this is we're guaranteed to get fade back, which I appreciate. And I can get rid of the fledgling imp upstairs, which is cool. Sure. Clearing it, it's good. We go ritual in back. Primitive mold. This is a good turn for anyone keeping track. We hit that intent on death. We heal in front. I mean, we're winning here for sure. So, easy, right? Absolutely free. Yeah, one round and we just blast them. And that's what you need to do here. So unfortunately we lose the money, but it'll have to be okay. I do need more stuff with magic power because I have fewer slots. So I'm going to take... What would take a plus 30? I put it in the other vent. What would take a 10 in piercing? I put it in fatal melting? No. I put it in subsuming blade? No. A -2 can take subsuming blade, but that's not what I want to put in. I'm taking this from... I think it's fatal melting. Sure. We'll grab it. I need to take stuff like this. Is it tiresome climb? It's a hard card to pass. Put it that way. It's a difficult card to skip. I'm going to go to the magic side. Am I? I don't know, man. A permafrost could be neat, I suppose. Hold on to a reform. We've managed to clear all of our calcified embers at this point. I don't need the health. The money is fine. We could get a cool upgrade on the cave. Removals are interesting, I suppose. There's really not a lot of stuff to do. So I'm mostly just holding on to units at this point because I can't play them too aggressively or they corrupt the reform pool, but I can't remove them because I need them for infusions. So, you know, usual stuff, I suppose. Let's go to the right. There's more high rolls in a cave than a magic shop, and I could see a world where something here is good to remove. So let's take this temple. A plus 30 goes into vent, 100%. A purge, huh? What do you want to purge here? This is obnoxious because I have to do something. I guess I'll purge the fatal melting. It's the least helpful card here. I need to be able to reform or we're losing. Purifying Cleanse, I think, is pretty critical. It's also a magic power card, so let's keep that in mind. Steel Polyclaw is... I guess I could cut the I kind of... Tiresome Climb maybe is a better Polyclaw here. Maybe I cut the Polyclaw at this point. You take this Polyclaw in case you never see Tiresome Climb, but because we did, it's maybe better. I guess we can do this. Don't hate having multiples of these. It's been a helpful card, but I kind of think having another having what 1, 2 magic power slots open is pretty critical for next floor. I think I have to hold these two, so we'll take the Polyclaw out, I guess. Infusion wise, I mean, I think I want to get rid of Rail Beater in order to speed up my draws. So I think he's going here. And I guess we're putting it into what? Queen Zimpling? Just so I can remove the combo package here? Sure. Alright, fine. Goodbye. And then we just straight up remove that. This just means I should have removed him instead of a train steward, but, you know, hindsight, I guess. It's fine. We get to cut him now, because he's already been used. I get to think a little bit about what I want to do next. Give me a high roll. Monster Rail Spike. I wish I could keep this guy, right? I wish I could keep him. He seems good. I want that upgrade. Spell Rail Spike? I don't want to purge these, is the thing. They're good. I guess I could just leave. Do I want to purge a unit? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I can't afford to purge a unit. Do I just leave here? Is this true? I think I straight up just leave, and it is one of the weirdest things. I guess you could put the monster spike in and just never play the card, or I play it later as a free removal. So like next, I'm trying to imagine this floor, right? I'm going to the steel shop, so I'm going to have a floating removal anyway. Gosh, this is rough. We actually have enough cards that I don't want to remove stuff, so a bit dicey here. I can't remove things, which is funny, but I do want to still go to these caves because the chance of a high roll is worth way more than the magic shop upgrades to me. So, although I guess the Forgotten Boons is 75 points. I'm gonna just leave here. I don't think this is gonna be it. It's weird. I don't know what to cut here, though, is the other part. I don't think I can cut anything. I guess I could just preemptively remove the Pulley Claw, but I'm pretty sure this card is worth more played once than not. So I think we just walk away. Just walk away. Okay, fair enough, Monster Train. Fair enough. Do I spin for Endless? Is this ever going to be the angle? I don't think I need to. I think we're okay. Let's go ahead and move on. Do I need the Endless for this tomb? My defense ability is not great. I think we might. I'm going to spin this down. Alright, we see it. It's fine. I'll take that. And then this guy will just get self-infused later, probably. It's either self-infused or I put the Rage Imp in. It's going to depend a little bit on what we see. I think it's probably enough to... We're going to be fast enough that I don't think I need to put the Rage Imp in. I mean, I don't think I need to self-infuse, rather. You would only go stealth if I was 1, really slow, or 2 against chased, and though I'm neither of those things. So, I think we're fine here. I think we're fine. I think we don't remove anything, being honest with you. So, sure. I think we just walk and chill. It's a very bizarre run, but here we are, doing okay, I suppose. Alright, bottom floor. Let's go. We get Fade Down. We get Enforcer Buddy. Great. I can successfully vent this floor into Oblivion, which is cool. How do I want to approach you? I think I do vent this floor to Oblivion. I don't like the fact that my guy burns out here, though. If I could get one guy attacking, it would be cool. So, what if instead we don't vent the floor to Oblivion? We go a different angle. Right? I'm going to play Intent on Death here for sure. I vent one of them to Oblivion. I send the other one to the Shadow Realm. And he does 0 because 3 is bigger than 2. And we chill, right? It will probably do just fine. Let's Molten Encasement here. Let's play the other one in front. I will Ritual in back. Big swings here. I'm going to go ahead and Fatal Melting to get the kill upstairs, and then we crush middle, and then we vent mid bottom. We lose one dude, but I'm not terribly upset about it, right? Ugh, it's actually not good. I don't like the way this is panning out, but it's fine, I suppose. I could do 9 AoE damage at least, which I'm pretty pleased with. I guess I'll click that button. Give him some more stealth, I suppose. There's no real reason not to. I need a double reform here. Alright, we do get the double reform, which is good. I can ascend one of these goons on middle, and he's goner. Right, I ascend him once. So I think the play is you ritual in the back. We ascend this guy. He has 1 stealth. He walks up with 1 daze and dies, and that's great. We do get both reforms. I actually think there's a 3rd reform in here, right? Yeah, it's the other stealth tomb. So you get fade in front, fantastic work. Big lad, who I guess also actually passes away. Really? Unbelievable, I suppose. But okay, fine. It's that multi-strike, right? We crush upstairs. I guess I'm just playing one guy, and this will win, so whatever. We crush one dude, we vent the other. I guess I kind of don't care. Here, we give him more stealth. Obnoxious, but sure. Look, he wins. I don't know what anyone's complaining about. You don't need more than one dude, so that's cool. Hang on, I'll elevator one guy and then just blow it up because I don't like him. And then, here, we'll get the other stealth tomb back for fun. Great. Cool. Save fade for some reason. Anyway, we did it. Good. Unbroken Horn, I don't think really helps with the vents, but we'll click it. I could take a better unit. Is there a better unit? Votavary is free. That is a better unit, but I already have the encasement. You know, this is an unfortunate turn of events. I paid 100 and something points for my Endless, and instead I could have just taken Votavary, which is better because it also draws you a card, so I am going to click it. Great. Well done. Battering Ram. Is there possibly a Battering Ram run in this game? In this one? Is that possible? There's a Railhammer. There was no Steelworker that I saw, but I didn't go hunting for Steelworker. There were Hellhorned banners I didn't look at. There might be a crazy Battering Ram run somewhere in here, which is amusing. Anyway, I'm going to skip this. Take my 10 gold back and live with it. We're going to go to the left here. It's again, I'm looking for high rolls, and there's nothing that would make me want to do anything else. We get another plus 30. I guess that's going in a Fatal Melting, sure. Intrinsic is Tiresome Climb? Sure, right? Sure, play on any floor. Infusion is... Now, there might still be an argument for... Right, I could do Stealth Tomb into Votavary, or I could do Fledgling Imp into Stealth Tomb. This is damage. Now, it's not a lot, admittedly. One attack from a Paraffin Enforcer comes pretty close to replicating this, but every little bit does help. It could add up, make a big difference. I already do have the Endless, right? There's also value because the tomb triggers, you know, Encased Ember, so it pays for itself. I think I'm going to commit to this, and that's fine. Fledgling Imp, sure, let's go. We'll do this, that's acceptable. Now, I can also, actually, because I took Votavary, which is a card that's self-replacing, so she's basically free, which I love. She also could be an infinite. I don't think we have the pieces, but it's possible. We would need Wax or Snuffer, and I would have needed to take that's Subsuming Blade, I think it was? Yeah. And we would need, I don't know, a lot of other things, because we can't double upgrade here, but regardless, now I have 1, 2, 3 units, and I don't need 3 units, so you know what that means? That means I can remove a Queen Zimpling. And simply my next play will be Encasement into Votavary and chill. So, cool. I get a removal, and it's not a bad removal. Great. Go team. Let's see what the cave shows us. Give me anything good. Railforger's Hammer is great, actually. In fact, this lets me set up without taking space, and now I can play double guys with Stealth Tomb and chill, or possibly triple guys on Divinity. That triple guy on Divinity could be big. Could be really big. Play on top floor, just go absolutely ape on something. I'm going to take the hammer here. This is, of course, it. History of the World maybe RNGs you into some good stuff, but I don't think we need to take that gamble. Multi-strike. I would like Battle Votavary, please. Thank you, Mr. Monster Train. Very cool. I could give her a Burnout 1, which is not bad. This basically just guarantees she passes away on any floor, even if I'm playing on bottom, which, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and quickly do, because that seems good. That's actually great. Removal-wise, I don't think it really matters. Vent is basically just universally better Fatal Melting at this point. I pretty much just took this card to eat an upgrade slot. So I could... They're basically equivalent, though, right? It's true. They're essentially the same thing. And because I have so much Ember, I don't hate playing this Vent at a higher cost, so I can push 15 or maybe even 20 sometimes. So with 20 push on the Piercing, it's pretty decent. So I think if you cut anything, you cut the Fatal Melting. It existed only to take an upgrade, right? That's actually true. Man, I hate doing this, but drawing faster into my better cards is superior. So I think I'm just going to burn Fatal Melting after immediately upgrading it. Alright, Monster Train, let's go. Wild. Now, here's a question. How much stealth is this goober going to have? Oh, none. You're the wrong one. You don't have it. You don't have it. Fascinating. So if I do... Let's consider this. What if I go... Fade Middle, right? Enforcer, Gamble, Crush. Okay, not ideal. Not the result one wanted. But that's okay. Because, behold, Ritual of Battle, Extend Burnout, I can bring him back. Right? This was part of the reason for it. Then I can play the mold and Tiresome Climb the boss up, and he gets to get punished for 280. That also scales me, which I think is important. There you go, Votavary. Do your thing. Great work. I'm going to go ahead and not play... Or I am going to play Fledgling Imp here. That seems decent, right? If she never burns out, or rather the encasement never actually burns out because Fade keeps dying, I'm not upset about it, right? We blast bottom for 4 here. I play... I mean, do I want the Molten Encasement to die? It's an interesting question. I don't really care all that much. Put damage in the back. Doesn't do anything to do it in the bottom. Do I want this to die? I could play it again for more scaling. Sure, yeah, get a kill. Great, we love that for us. Love that for us. Okay, now I do need to just luck into... What is this? Alright, yeah, here you go. Votavary, hit him. Hit him, bud. I do wish to luck into... Ah, man, no reform on this turn is a huge bummer. I can vent out, crush out bottom, and then extend burnout here. Okay, my goal, if I can get him to mid-floor, I think we might be able to push some serious business numbers here. That's true. I absolutely can. I think we do absolutely need to play Molten Encasement Buddy here. It increases numbers. I'm aiming for 9 vent on mid-bottom. We will Ritual in back here. And we get the Reform, which is a Burnout 1. If I... Yeah, I can... If he goes bottom next floor, I think we can pre-Relentless him here, which I'm super good with. So... Votavary, do your thing. Play out the bad card. Ritual here. Primitive Mold, right? Let's play it all out. Intent on Death, big, Elevator Man, Pre-Relentless Arcus. Alright, great. That's a really good Pre-Relentless on Arcus. Yeah, I'll take it. 100%. Great work. Honestly, really good. That's a 6-turn on Arcus, which I'm a huge fan of. So that's great news. One Horn's Tome is actually probably not terrible if I can actually protect my back guy with stealth. This is a really interesting card here. It's openly playable with Burn Bright, and with sufficient stealth, I think we're golden. It's really good because I think this actually pushes me a little more towards not taking a third Enforcer. Fascinating, right? Absolutely fascinating. I think we should grab this, so I'm going to take that. I could take card draw here, which is what I'm inclined to do. Space, however, is how you get third man on the floor. Third man on the floor is very strong. Third man on the floor is very effective. We like third man on the floor. Now the challenge is, it's great. Does it win? I think it does. I think it does. I'm going to take it. I'm going to need to dupe this guy anyway. We're going to a double dupe situation as it is. So, whatever. It doesn't matter. The Horde says, votive key. Very cool. Pyrestone Housing, you're a little bit late to the party. I guess I could take this here and buy some upgrades on the next floor, which I don't hate. Although votive key into Fade is extremely secure, so that's also really cool. I think we're golden as is. I mean, if I could draft into an extra multi-strike maybe, but guaranteeing Fade every turn is a substantial boon here. She helps, right? She's going to be plus 20 to the floor, which is a lot, right? Now, she's obviously not as much as another man, but that's okay. If I roll into a multi-strike at this shop, I think it's better, but it costs me points because of the score. I'm going to take the votive key. I think this is the least risky choice. The removals are, well, not my units yet, unfortunately. My last two guys. Votivary Stealth Tomb. It's never them. I technically do not need primitive molds anymore because of votive key. So that's actually pretty neat. I can cut them. I should not get rid of all of them, because remember, our lads can burn out. So let's not cut them all, but I can cut one. I don't need Fade back now, which is good. We are going Fade Firelight 3 here for sure. They've shown me Little Icarus tons of times. Dupe-wise, I'm looking for points. I can get 10 there, or I can get 15 here and then just immediately remove it if I don't want it. Or I guess I could pick up the man now. I didn't take the Pyrestone casing, so Pyrestone housing. Yeah, in that case, I'm just going to dupe the man right away. It makes my next combat stronger. Sure, 15. Great. We love that. Removal-wise, doesn't really matter. Right? I don't need to cut things here, I don't think. I could cut another primitive mold. We'll give it a moment consideration. You want to cut one more? I don't think we do. If I actually burn out two of these guys at once, it's pretty rough. Although I don't know if that's even possible with Fade. It could die, right? It could just get hit. Is always another challenge. I could just get rid of the Ritual of Battle, too. How impactful is this? Decently, admittedly. It's decently impactful. It's decently impactful, yeah. I mean, it lets me boost the guy by 20 damage. That's pretty good, right? If you're going to cut anything... Is it the intent on death? No, it's not that. I have a free removal. Now, I'm drawing through my deck very fast here, but a removal goes down smooth here. So, what is it? I do need to keep the Tiresome Climb, or else I'm pretty sure the Divinity will just consume my floor. So will Patient, actually, so that's not a question mark. One Horn's Tome, once I have Stealth, is pretty solid. I think we just chill. I could cut a Vent, but I think these are good cards that I'm happy to have. So, and the Crushing Demise is great. I think we just walk. Yeah, I think we walk here. Let's go. Okay, moving on. Great. We've gotten some really good pre-relentlesses here, so I'm feeling much better than I was as of Ring 1. I'm pretty sure that everyone else is getting these pre-relentlesses too, so there's also that, but, you know, fair enough. This is a great floor to demonstrate why you don't want to always put down that third man. I would, in fact, very much like to put a Stealth Tomb in, which is pretty great. And then I can vent this floor. Sure. Okay, fine. We managed to kill a guy, which is great news. I am going to... Fledgling Imp here. Votivary clears the guy upstairs, which is great. We get Fade. I did just decide to play Fade without the correct setup, so that's a bit of a mistake on my part. It's Blast Middle, it's fine. Sure. So it doesn't have Endless there, but I think we can make it a Burnout 1 Fade, so I don't feel as bad, right? We just go ahead and drop her in. Now she's chilling. Here comes Fledgling Imp. Great news. The Votivary is just hanging out. I'm going to go ahead and stat buff here, which is good. Crush Middle. And I think now we're crushing it, right? There's just not a lot left to worry about. Sure, I feel pretty good about this. We drop in Fade, drop in Stealth. Cool. I play a One Horn's Tome in the back. I definitely don't need a One Horn's Tome in the back, but I'm going to click it because you can't stop me. Anyway, also here's Votivary, so fun. This combat does not benefit from me having a third man at all, so that's okay. We heal the lad, which is good news. We get the rage back, which is also good news. Votivary continues to do great work. Cool. Good. I mean, this is basically it, right? Actually, the Burnout 1 is pretty neat here, so that's good news. Votivary, do your thing. Fun. Cool. A lot of Ember, it turns out. We did it. Amazing. I can vent for like 50 damage. Anyway, I'm not going to. We have the W. So, this is good. That seems promising. It was a very powerful combat. Let's think about magic power real fast. What do I have that says magic power? I'm walking into a final temple. We have one card that says magic power. It's Purifying Cleanse. With that in mind, I think we do need to take another card that says magic power. So I'm going to click Mortal Entrapment. It says magic power, so let's do it. Okay, I'm going to click on Last Stand here, and I don't think there's a world you could stop me. We have, this is how you get mega pre-relentless here. 100%. Finally draft into that. We go to the right, we go for the dupe. What do you show me in the temple? Spell Chain? I mean, I'm just putting that in Last Stand, and it's not particularly close here, right? This is like, okay, I would like to win the video game. We do our infusion. Give me the points. Alright, great, the points. I get to purge Mortal Entrapment, which I just drafted, but it's completely irrelevant. I took for the one instance where I might have had double magic power upgrades here, so we didn't end up seeing any. So, in fact, this is fine to just go ahead and freely remove here. Great, it did its purpose. I save pretty much all... Ooh, man, that... Is Resonant Shard powerful enough? This could make a big difference in my turn to turn on Divinity. And Patient. Right? This can make a huge difference on that. Ooh, I'm tempted to think about it. Ooh, we're thinking about it. That might really be worth it. Dupe-wise, I mean, it might be Last Stand, actually. Right? You get a Tomb killed. I have 10 Ember on the turn. I just play Last Stand and just slam that and insta-gib the boss, right? I'm pretty sure this is worth more than the 5 Pact Shards. Getting another one of these guys, so we're gonna go ahead and just click that. And I don't think there's really anyone who's gonna argue about that. So cool, let's do that. Sure, health, great. I think I am maybe going to click this Resonant Shard. I might not need this. I think this, with 2 Last Stands, I think if I didn't have the Last Stands, I might be thinking about it, but I do have the Last Stands, so who cares? Now, is it worth the reroll on the Waxer Snuffer play? I'll look. Okay, we don't... Sketches of Salvation. Wait. Sketches of Salvation speeds me up so fast. Whoa. Whoa, buddy, that's actually pretty good, and I could move... The problem is, the Fledgling Imp Molten Encasement shows up on the floor. If it's Votavary, I don't care, she burns out. I could potentially Tiresome Climb it off the floor. Curse my sudden but inevitable betrayal of not taking Subsuming Blade. What if I remove the Molten Encasement? Then we're guaranteed to get the floor we want. It gets burnout immediately. Or, not burnout, but... Well, no, it burns out. It dies immediately, actually, doesn't it? Because I can't provide it with the burnout extender. So, you have to... Ooh, but sketches. Playing them all for free is so strong. Playing them all for free is so powerful. There's a lot of ways this backfires. I think you have to... I think we have to. Just straight up have to cut Molten Encasement if we do the sketches, right? I need it to be Votavary. We're at a point where the rage generated by the Fledgling Imp is irrelevant. I really like that Ember generation, though. Can I make this work? I don't have enough reforms to bring back a whole dead floor, and the problem is it defeats the purpose of sketches if everything dies, right? How can I pull this off? Let me think about this for a moment. There's a lot of orderings where the sketches kill me, right? If you end up with either with like Molten Encasement in the front or whatever, it's potentially okay. But I need to get Fade on this floor. Now, you could do sketches and then you remove a Paraffin Enforcer. Now, that's not ideal. We like the extra hits, right? 9 hits on the floor, potentially 10 with the One Horn's Tome is excellent. That's speed. But we're looking at this. What's better, playing all my units immediately? We're going to be able to draw our units very fast anyway. I actually don't know if sketches helps enough. I'm thinking about it. I mean, I'm seeing them all in 2 turns almost certainly, thanks to Lost Luggage and card draw. Right, I'm drawing 16 out of 19 in 2 turns, which is very likely to show me all 3 of them. Guaranteed to show me 2. I think we're actually okay. This is a bait here. Yes, I think it's a bait. It's a very tempting bait, but it's a bait. It's better to be in control of my destiny here, and doesn't require I spend more money. There's a lot of ways that goes wrong. I think we move on. Okay, you may disagree. I think we move on. I think 50 gold looking for a Waxer Snuffer was a good pay. If they'd shown me that, that would have been awesome. Okay, how do we approach this? We're going to play top floor. Yes, you may ask, why? The answer is easy. We get to... Here's a molten encasement. Have fun, bud. Good job. Great, we play him out. Votivary, go blow up somewhere. Good job, champ. We do a 3... I do want to play a vent here. Make all these other cards free. I actually don't think we want to kill... I know, he's gonna spawn a guy next floor anyway, so we will play it like this. Then I ascend him. Great. We then play the Intent on Death here, get some rolling. I will Mortal Entrapment him. We hang out. Sure. Alright, he kills a man. Good job. Now, unfortunately, I think it's as simple as Paraffin Enforcer, and I'm just going to openly play a Last Stand here. This tomb is in my way. Hold up, we can do better. I have decided that this tomb is not a necessary element of this run right now. I put him there, and then I thought about it, and I said, no thank you. Okay, great. A lot of this is going to look the same. It's basically just no tomb. Votivary, go blow up. In fact, Molten Encasement I would like you to blow up too. So, play it middle. Sure. Then we're going to vent off floor because I want all my units to live. All the enemies to live here. I think. Yes. Elevator Man. I can't daze him here, which is unfortunate because I didn't do damage to him. But it's fine, right? It's fine. I get Ember here, right? Good. Votivary, go blow up. Play double Enforcers here. I think I am just going to play a Ritual in back, followed by a Last Stand just out the gate. Right? I'm actually going to kill the dude on middle here. The cool thing is, remember, I have Unbroken Horn, so I could also just not play Vent. True. Kill my unit. I want the Ember for next turn. Okay, you come upstairs. Now, can I kill you on this turn? Good question. Unlikely. What if I put a tomb down? Honestly, we come pretty close. It's a pretty good turn, right? I could potentially have done better, but I'm not upset about it. I kind of also should have given Fade... What's coming up? Purifying Cleanse? It's actually a good draw next turn. I'm just going to go ahead and blast bottom floor and get this in right now. I think we can do this if he goes middle. Oh, come on, man. Alright, we get him in next turn then. Which is not ideal, but is acceptable. I need to keep the Stealth Tomb afloat. Sure, I get him next turn. Is this good enough? We win here. Right? You just airdrop this in and he's Extremo dead. Right? We have it. Is 3-turn boss rush good enough? I think so. This is probably as fast as I reasonably can expect this to go. So I think I'm just going to... Honestly, also, I don't want to spend too much more time on this. If it's not good enough, too bad. We're going to let it rip at 6th turn and be happy with it. So, fine. 6th turn is, you know, acceptable. I'm sure someone found it 9 turn, but it's whatever. Okay, I guess 10 turn. Anyway. Yeah, this is a good opener for me, huh? Cool. Cool. I would like Fade, big man. Expensive turn. But I am going to play I actually need her to die. So I'm not going to play the card I was thinking about playing. We're going to put down a Molten Encasement just so I can do this and vent bottom floor. Fun. You know what's hilarious to me, though? The fact that I actually have a Mortal Entrapment here feels unhinged a little. I think it has to be Fade. I think it actually has to be the Stealth Tomb here. If anything hits, right? But we get to, right? I do a Last Stand. I get a Mortal Entrapment here, which makes this do 1 billion damage. And then I don't actually care about Fade. If she dies, that's cool, right? Great. I mean, I think we win next turn, pretty close to it, right? Thanks to this vent, actually. Maybe. I do suffer a burnout crisis, which is not ideal. Huh. What if vent? It's cool. We actually just win. The game is so easy, actually. Who even worries about it? Just simply remove damage shield and win the game in 3 turns. Alright, good enough for me. 7-turn boss rush on Divinity. Okay, I feel reasonable about this. I don't think it's the top score. We've made a couple choices that I don't think were that amazing, but it is a pretty decent overall run. I think we crack 80 at least, right? That's where I think we're at. Wow, 83.5. Hey, y'all, guess who's #1 today? Ha 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 ha. I didn't think I would pull that off. What? Who's #2? Oh, you went the Sketches route, but you spent too much money. I defeat you because of my dollar bills and the fact that I took 10 more Pact Shards than you. Haha. You're probably faster, right? 6 and 7 here are me. 8 and 7. Yeah, much faster on Patient, but I pull it out because of dollar bills and a 400-point bonus from Pact Shards. What did your Ring 2 look like? Oh my god, look at this. 39 damage taken on Ring 1? Oh, it's that Lightstone casing, I guess. Wow, I actually scored better on Ring 1. That seems unlikely. I also did better on Ring 2 and 3 with the Pre-Relentless. Fascinating. We had comparable Arcus. Everything else was comparable. He made up a lot of points on Seraph. This makes sense, right? Because at the end game, they get the payout on the ritual and other things. Like, yeah, look at this. Intent on Death plays, stuff like that. So, look at this. You can actually see they might have been thinking about potentially pulling off a Votivary Infinite at some point. I'm not sure where that ended up. They don't have a self-ping here, but they might have had it, right? But here we get it just by spamming Last Stand and completely popping off, which is fast enough to get us to 6 and 7 and pushes us ahead by 365 points? I'll take it. 365 points is dollar bills. #1, y'all. That never happens. It does, but not very frequently. Anyway, I'm extremely excited about that. I didn't think we would be this competitive on the scoreboard. I mean, we obviously have a solid run, but we just didn't invest in the upgrade improvers. I actually think Lost Luggage ended up being correct. Like, my gut check here was that Lost Luggage felt right. It helped in the early game. You can see we picked up points over the second placer off of that, which is pretty excellent. And yeah, the rest of it is just see Last Stand, put Spell Chain, win, right? Just, this has to be your Ring 8 pick or you're not getting there fast enough. So, incredible. I'm super pleased. A #1 placement. Incredible news. So, yeah, I guess I'll leave you with that. I don't have a lot else to add besides, Votive Key is cool. I didn't go with sketches, and I'm actually pleased about it. I rationalized through the whole thing and am confident that it was correct to skip it here. One, because I actually think the points were important. I don't think it speeds us up in this particular instance. So, incredible news. Yeah, that's it. I think I'm going to let you go there. Feel like we got it. So, hey, number one finish. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate your time. As always, you can give the video a like if you want. You can subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. And stay tuned for what's next. Take care, folks.